Hello, people, family, and friends. Thank you guys for tuning in to Heavenly Cynt. People, you should know, my guest is running a little behind. He's caught in traffic. And just to give you guys just a little overview of, again, who I am and what I got going on. So my name is Cynthia, last name Manuel, and I am the CEO of Heavenly Cynt Youth. And I don't think I've ever told you guys how this program got started. So here you guys go. I have a son that's 15 years old currently, and he's the only child. And so growing up for him, I pretty much had to fill in the gap of a brother, sister, etc., etc., etc. Excuse me. So what I would do is I would get some of my cousins' kids, and we would do all these fun things. And then I was the youth director at the church. And then the kids started coming. And so at one point, my son, he developed asthma. So as you guys know, with the asthmatic kids, they spend a lot of time, typically depending on the severity of the case, in the hospital. And so my son was one of those cases. And so it was overwhelming. It was extremely emotional for him because he couldn't do many of the things he wanted to do. And so, now I got these kids and I'm like, you know what? I'm taking them here, I'm taking them there. We're going to the zoo, we're going to water parks and all these things. And so that's where the idea came from, me trying to surround my son with kids his age. And it really works out because he's 15 now. And so even with the exposure, I'm able to see him interact with kids of different ethnicities as well as backgrounds. So it's been a journey for him. And so at the same time, I'm able to keep him right there, if it makes sense. So that's how Heavenly Cynt Youth got formed. And with that being said, this is November? My son just had a birthday. And prior to that, he took sick. So he passed out and took him to the hospital. And it was this virus called, I think RSV, don't quote me, some type of virus that I've seen so many kids are catching. And I remember us being in the hospital and there was two little kids in there and they was coughing nonstop. And I'm like, what is that? And so we later found out that's what it was. And then I seen a couple more kids got it and so on and so forth. And so the kids, vitamin C, vitamins. But I found out with asthmatic kids, my son in particular, I just got tired of the doctors giving him all these different medicines. Now, don't. I am no health expert or nothing. I'm just telling you what works for me, what I did for my kids. So don't take none of this stuff and say, I gave you guys the remedy for it. No. However, what worked for my kid is I noticed he was having this dry cough. And so what I did was, after talking to all these different doctors and herbalists and things of that sort, someone suggested that I give him some fish oil pills. And so I'm like, fish oil pills? And then I researched it, so on and so forth. And I realized that any type of oil kind of like, lubes the lungs. And so it kind of like minimizes the dry cough. And so, that works for my kid. And so now with it being cold, I try to make sure he takes a vitamin. I try to make sure he stay wrapped up. He's getting enough water because so many kids don't drink enough water. My kid in particular. And so they drink juice and all this other stuff, but you need water. Even adults. I don't drink enough water, but after that episode with my son, I'm trying to implement more water in our daily activities. And so he's playing basketball. I'm excited about that. This is his first year playing organized basketball. Extremely grateful for his coach. She's a phenomenal coach. She's been guiding them to exercises and what else they do? What was it, cardio? I don't know. Whatever it is that they do, it's pretty cool because my son, he's toning up. And I think my guest has arrived. He's calling me, and I can't answer him. I think he's outside. But yeah, I'm excited about what's going to happen. You guys have anything going on, please let me know. You can find me at Heavenly Sent Youth on Facebook. You can find me at Heavenly Sent Youth on Instagram and TikTok. I'm still trying to figure TikTok out, but yeah, I'm working on TikTok. So holidays are coming, and a lot of people check on your friends, check on your family, check on your loved ones, because this time of year, people become depressed and overly emotional because, you know, this is typically a time that you're around family, and so many people have lost loved ones. And, you know, it's just an extremely difficult time. So if you have someone, check on them, make sure they are right. Christmas is coming up. And just, not more so just the holiday, but just in general, because there's so many crazy things that's happening in the world today. You know, some people are just doing any and everything, and violence is at an all-time high, and, you know, we're seeing kids being killed, we're seeing kids committing crimes at an all-time record, and it's scary, you know. So, stay prayed up. Stay prayed up, stay prayed up. Yeah, so that's that. And so it's extremely a difficult time right now. I see my guest is coming in. So yeah, I just want you guys to stay prayed up, stay safe, and continue to let God be the head of your life. My guest has now arrived. Mr. McKenzie, you looking fashionably nice.
Thank you,
sir. First of all, I want to say I'm proud of you. Thank you for taking time. I gave him, I think I called you 2 days ago, and he was like, I got you, I'll be there. So I thank you. I appreciate that. I know traffic was a little rough, because it was a little rough for me, but you made it. So we appreciate that. And so my show is Heavenly Sent People. I think you should know you're doing some amazing things. And on top of that, you are a black man. I love it. And anytime I'm on social media, he's on the ground. He's got the kids. He's doing just about any and everything. You guys know that kids is definitely my soft spot. So without that being said, I'm going to let Mr. Charles tell you who he is, what he got going on, and how did he come up with his organization.
Yeah, how's it going? I appreciate to be on your show. You do some amazing work too with kids.
Thank you, sir.
Some awesome work. I love what you're doing. Just amazing. Like she said, man, every day I'm with the kids. Started my journey when I was 15 years old. I was with an anti-violent group called Ceasefire.
Okay.
Where I was like the #1 canvas, over 200 young individuals like myself.
Oh, wow.
They stopped the funding for that program. So I continue to do what I do to help young people around the city of Chicago. So I just started my own non-for-profit in 2019.
Awesome.
Where, you know, I'm helping high-risk individuals from 18, 14, 13, 12 years old. And it went from there. And from there, I just started doing some amazing stuff to keep the young people off the streets. My thing is they cannot be what they can't see. A mind is a terrible thing to waste. They'll find anything to do when there's nothing to do, right?
I like that.
So it's like we can't tell the young people to stop doing something if we don't give them something to stop doing what they're doing, right?
I love it.
So it's like, hey, stop selling drugs. Okay, if I do that, what do you got to give me to stop doing that, right?
I agree.
So what I do, I have 30 or 40 of them. I give them stipends to stay off the streets. Like we go through the community, pick up paper, we shovel snow, and we do it for free. For the seniors, definitely. We go to the stores and we see elder people getting in and out their car with groceries. We'll help them put groceries in their car.
I love it.
Even when they was doing a carjacking, we'll post up at the gas station to pump gas for the elder people and other people to show them that you could talk about the young people, but they out here doing something to make a change and a difference.
So what age do your youth start?
11 on up.
Okay.
You know, it's like I try not to turn nobody down. We don't know what these young people go through in life.
That's true.
So I give everybody an opportunity because somebody gave me an opportunity. Like I said, when I was 15 years old, T.O. Hardiman was one of the directors of you know, the crime prevention group I was part of. Kobe Williams was one of my mentors. Amina Matthew, Jalen. You know, they really was mentors to me in my life. So I'm able and I'm blessed to grow up to be mentors to other young people like my age.
Now, do you take girls as well, or just?
Yes, I have. Right now, I have like 10 young ladies.
Okay.
But I have more fellas than anything.
That's typically how it be for some reason.
Yeah.
So, so what's the name of your organization? Let's start
Name
there.
my organization called Inglewood First Responders.
Okay, and give us your links. Where can we find you?
So you can look on Facebook, Inglewood First Responder. You can look on Instagram, Inglewood First Responders. Website www.inglewoodfirstresponders.com. We just did some amazing stuff with Joseph William too. The big coat giveaway that was successful. We did that Saturday, and then right after that Sunday, I went back out there and did another coat giveaway. This Sunday, I will be with Signature Law Group. Where we giving away 500 turkeys to family and also jackets too as well. So it's going to be big. It's going to be on 66 in Halsted too.
I'm going to come out there and help out. It's funny because I just texted Joseph earlier prior to this. It's like, you know what, whenever you guys doing something, let me know. I'm working 6 days a week at my regular job, so they got me.
Okay.
They got me going. But nevertheless, I appreciate what you guys doing. I support you guys, and I definitely want to come out and if nothing else, be lend a hand and let you guys know I appreciate you. So, on another note, you got this name, you call yourself Mayor of Inglewood.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
So the Mayor of Inglewood, it started off, man, just me doing community activist work throughout the community. I got a phone call from other people like, man, you beyond that, you beyond the activist, man. Martin called me. Martin started this Mayor of Inglewood.
Really?
Yeah, Martin G. Johnson. I got to give him a shout out. That's
Shout
my
out
brother,
to Martin.
man.
That's my boy.
He like, brother, you doing an amazing job, man. Then other people like, man, bro, listen. You doing what you're supposed to do, man. You doing helping the people, man. You the Mayor of Inglewood. And that's what people just start calling me, the Mayor of Inglewood, because I just don't talk. I show action. You know what I'm saying? So I just don't like, hey, let's do X, Y, Z. I'm out here every day as the founder and CEO of my organization.
Yes,
I do, and I show these young people what need to be done, and I do it myself. So some days they be like, hey, slow down, boss man. Give us a chance to do it. And I fall back a little bit, but I still have to get my feet planted in the ground and show them like this how the way it's supposed to be done. But yeah, I do a lot. From potholes need to be fixed. We go out, we got the funding, we'll go get it. You know what I'm saying? Street lights out. The connection that I do have with the city, the lack of resources, I call in, the lights get put back on.
I love it.
So it's like, man, that's how I'm labeled as the Mayor of Inglewood.
So why do you think it's important? Why do you think it's important to instill all of these values in these kids? I mean, I know the answer, but in the event that, because like you said, you were once part of a program, and the program gave you an insight, and so in return, you giving it back. So maybe I should reword my question. Was like, what do you see? Where do you see your program in the next 5-10 years?
I'm traveling. Like I want to have my program in different states. Like right now, I got people calling me from Mississippi, from different places. Like, hey, can you come down here and set up shop? How you doing it in Chicago?
I love it.
And I love it because I know I'm touching lives of others, right? And we got older people that have positions that don't want to share the game to the younger generation like my age. So with me, I had to figure a lot of stuff out myself, right? So what I'm building leaders. I cannot hold Inglewood First Responders for the rest of my life. I'm getting older too as well. So I'm looking for the next leader to take the leadership to take over Inglewood First Responders. So I'm showing you guys how to do it. You guys take over. My job is to travel to make other leaders in other countries. That's what my thing on. I'm looking to build empires.
So are you with the kids after school, or are you with them on the weekends? Like
7 days a week.
7, okay.
7 days a week, like they my kids, and they'll tell you that every single day. Like if you look on my Facebook, my name on Facebook is Charles McKenzie. You'll see me with them 7 days a week. Even when they get in trouble in school, their parents call, hey, McKenzie,
I love it.
Your kid, and a couple of mothers call me, hey, my kid has been different since he part of your program. Because I believe in being stern. You know what I'm saying? I mean what I say and I say what I mean. You know what I'm saying? So they respect me on that level. And I love that. You know what I'm saying? And what makes it so good, I don't have to call them. They call me, hey, is this work? When it's not working, they call me. And it's like, it's never a dull moment for working with them. Every day we doing something. We finding something to do throughout the community.
Wow.
So, yeah.
So I think the last time me and Charles were in the same space was, do you remember?
No, I don't.
The last time we were in the same space, we were behind Martin Luther King and my big crush, Matt Forte.
Yeah.
I think Charles, I had seen him put a post up. What was that, 2 years? It had to be like 3 years ago?
Yeah.
That's too long, Charles. Yeah. That's too long for us not to connect. About 3 years ago, Matt Forte was out there playing football with the kids.
Yeah.
And so we went out there, and he was awesome. The kids enjoyed themselves. They had a good time. Did you guys cook? I think you guys cooked.
Yeah, we cooked and everything. That's what Joe King Noah and Matt Forte, they had their program they was running over the summer.
Okay.
They was doing it every year, but I believe it slowed down. But yeah, that's the last time we was with each other.
I know, that's a long time.
Yeah,
That's bad.
Yeah.
That was like 3 summers ago because he took my son and my son 2 friends for a ride in his Tesla.
Yeah.
And I got the pictures, and so my son, he now Tesla his favorite car.
Yeah, that's good. He remembers that.
Right, yeah. And so, I appreciate you guys. And like I said, we don't see too many black men out here setting the example or being the example, And then sometimes I see people, that's saying that they got youth organizations, they getting the funding, and it all sound good. But then, when you scroll through their social media, it's like, where the kids at? Like, what have you done? And it's heartbreaking because these kids out here, they need the help, they need the resources. And so shout out to you, Joseph, and even Martin. You guys are bringing awareness and showing kids that despite who you are and where you live at, you can still be a positive product of your environment, and you're definitely doing that with the kids. So, what do you have coming up again?
We having a turkey giveaway.
Okay.
Sunday, actually, Sunday coming up. And we're not going to stop. We want to go all the way. We want to go all the way till we can't go no more. And it's like you were saying, piggyback what you were saying. It's a lot of people have organizations saying they're dealing with young youth, but where's the youth? You know what I'm saying? Like, stop playing out here. It's real.
It is.
Everybody want to say we want to save the youth, but look at me in your program running with youth. Where's the funding? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's sad to say. People like, well, you apply? Yeah, we apply. But sometimes it's all about people knowing people.
Exactly.
Too.
You
know what I'm saying?
know.
So it's like I have 40 youth. I have 40 youth in my program. But by the grace of Allah, that He take care of me and I make sure that all the kids are straight. You know what I'm saying? There's another young brother that's doing some good stuff. Dion, the Dream Team, man. That's my brother. Man, he went out motivation guys, man, that motivate a lot of stuff that I do too as well. And he started from the ground up too as well. You know what I'm saying? He got a beautiful office. He just built his empire with his team. And we collab and do a lot of great stuff together too, beyond with Joseph William and other people.
I had Dion come over there and talk to the kids because one of his food pantries are walking distance from where we are. Mm-hmm. So when I seen him, and then his story, just like so many others, I like to put more so men, because typically that's what we got in our program. In line, and when time permits, I would love for you to come over there and talk to them and show them that it's okay to do positive stuff. You don't have to be out here doing stuff. And a lot of times, like you just mentioned, it's hard for a kid to dream what they can't see. So if we don't put role models or people in their lives that are doing positive things, then guess what? Then they, see the guys on the street or see the carjacking and things of that sort. And, peer pressure is at an all-time high. So, if you're not actively involved in your kids' lives, what do you expect them to do? So often we as parents give kids these video games and they go in their room and, parents don't ask them how their day was, don't see what's going on with them, and kid turned out to be a nuisance. It's like, you got to go back to where it started. Like, at what point did you check on your kid or see what was going on with them? And
it's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. And it's like these kids now these days, they need mentors and guidance.
Yep.
They need that mentor leadership. A lot of we got kids that's going through mental health problems every single day. I see it every single day. It's like we not just mentors to these kids, but we parents as well.
Absolutely.
Because a lot of kids is really raising themselves.
That's true.
And I tell people
you
cannot just go in on a kid like that, see what's the problem, deal with the problem.
That's true.
And kill that issue right then and there. Some stuff they might don't want to talk to their parents about, that they can come to you and tell you what's going on. I get a lot of that in my program. A lot of kids break down and we don't understand what's going on. But when we get to the problem, we deal with it. We make sure everything in order. And I love that. I love to see that, even when you go out there and horseback ride with the kids, that mean a lot. Right? That mean a lot because you doing it as a woman. As a woman, you doing it. And I see your program, how you run your program too as well. You don't just talk either. You show that action. And I like that. And that's how it's supposed to be. But we get a lot of people that talk a lot, saying what they doing, they not here doing it for real, for real.
You know, and you're right when you said that some of these kids raising themselves, and you know, some of the kids come to the program and be like, "What you ate?" Oh,
Right.
Miss Cynthia, all I had today was noodles. I mean, I'm sorry, Flaming Hots.
Wow.
And I'm like, from the time you got up until 5, 6 o'clock,
Right.
that's all we had, and the kid, and ain't nothing at the school. And you know what I'm saying? And some of the stories they tell, you know, the kids, you know, I pull them to the side. Some of the kids ain't got on undergarment. And like, Miss Cynthia, I ain't, you know, my mom wasn't at home, or I ain't seen her, or she ain't been there. And so, you know, and so that lets me know that the things that we're doing in regards to the kids are making a difference, because the kids want to be a part. Kids need accountability. Mm-hmm. Kids need love. And once you get those two things, you got them. And so, it's just, it's terrible to see the situations that some of these kids are in.
Yeah. It's very sad. It's like it was an incident once before. I had a young guy. He got into it with some multiple guys. I was just driving past. I see the guy hop off the bus, chasing about 4 or 5 young guys, and me being me, you know what I'm saying, the heart that I got, I put over and I, you know, grabbed the young guy, had his gun on him, and he about to shoot.
Wow.
But they jumped on his brother.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So that was the results. They jumped on his brother.
Wow.
I hopped out. Just me being who I am, I'm like, man, I see this, but I can't let this go. Instantly hopped out the car and I grabbed the young brother. He like, let me go, man. You don't know me. I said, man, I care about you. He said, you say you care about me. You don't know me. F you. I'm like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Slow down,
right?
Guy.
Because you know he going.
I said, right. I said, I love you, man. And when I did that, I embraced him and I hold him like this. He could have blown my brain. He could have shot me up, but
that's true.
The love connections. Exactly. And I'm like, man, once I did him like that, he put his gun back in his brief.
Oh, wow.
And I told him, I said, look around, man. We got 30, 40 cameras, man, through this place. You do that, they know your brother go to the same school. They gonna know y'all did it. And he like, man, you right. He wiping his face and put his gun back in his brief. But he started crying. He like, man, we just going through a lot and X, Y, Z. And I was able to calm that young man down.
Bless
That's
you.
From, man, being, like I said, when I was 15 years old, knowing the stuff that I had from the mentor leadership that I had that taught me the outreach work when I was out there doing it. I just like, man, I had to embrace this young guy. And they calmed him down and we talked. And I still talk to him right now today. He always thank me, man, bro, you saved my life. So now,
because you did.
Yeah. So now he really seeking help. He getting help that he need. He said he really had a lot of problems growing up. He was part of Water State. You know, he was staying with his grandmother, him and his brother, where they had to go to their unhouse and, you know, take showers. It was a lot of BS going on with their situation, but I was able to calm the young brother down and save other kids' life too as well, and save his life.
And probably somebody else, because, you know, usually when they shoot, they just shoot. Wow, so bless you for that.
Yeah.
You know, like you said, you just don't know what these kids are going through. And we, you know, some people are so quick to label them as bad or mischievous or whatever it may be. Like you said, everything has a cause and effect. And so once you sit and talk to these kids, you can now understand why they act the way they act, because they're raising themselves, parents doing God knows what. Yeah. And they just trying to find their way and, you know, in survival mode, with it, even if it means robbing somebody, whatever, because there's no accountability with them. You know, they, you know, it's more so like a generation a curse. You know, kids do what they see, not what you tell them. So,
and I learned something too, even with my program I'm running. A lot of young guys catch felonies, right? They get caught with guns, they get arrested, they got a felony. Okay. So they feel that when they catch a felony, it's over with.
Wow.
Nobody telling them, hey, you catch a felony, you can get a job, you can work. You know, you can wait till a couple of months, the case over with, you can get you get that record sealed.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? Nobody telling them that. You know what I'm saying? So that's the problem. That's the problem. If they know they can get that record sealed, man, it'd be a lot different. Wow. Nobody telling them that.
Well, Mr. Kenzie, I really appreciate you. And like I said, I want you, Joseph, and Dion to come over there and talk to some of our boys, because we got some that's a little rough around the edges, and I'm like, you know, we got to get somebody in here to talk to them. So I appreciate you coming. I appreciate you. It shouldn't be no 2-3 years before we see each other. I promise you I'm going to come out that Sunday.
Come on
Sunday
now.
is my day off.
I'll be waiting on you.
And so yeah, I appreciate you. They're giving us the wrap up sign.
Okay.
And so yeah, we got to get more in tune. Until then, thank you guys for tuning in to Heavenly Sent People You Should Know.